Today we've got a ConcordE Model JT2 solid state AM FM digital clock radio. We're going to take it to pieces and service it, and we're going to clean the outside case. It's pretty grubby. Okay, let's get started. First we'll remove the time and alarm setting knobs. I've got it, we'll put them aside. Next, the AM FM band knob and the volume knob. Pull them out. Volume knob, AM FM tuning knob, out they come. Put them aside. Now we can start to remove screws. So we'll start removing. Take the screws out, put them in a dish or a tray so we don't lose them. Other one. And the fourth one. Alright. That back. Tip it on its side. And the back will come off. That aside. There we have the internals of this clock radio, which we're going to take apart. Next we'll remove the front panel. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws, Phillips head screws, so we'll remove those. That's the first one. Move it with a pair of tweezers. I'll remove the other 4 off camera because they're quite hard to show while I'm removing them. Right, we've now removed the 5 screws holding the face on. So we'll pull the face out. Alright, now we'll remove the clock mechanism. By removing these 3 screws. One in the washer. Tight that one. Screw and washer. Into the dish. Now, turn him over. And then remove the clock movement. We'll remove the on-off switch here, which will allow us to take the movement out of the case. One. And the second one. There, plate will come off, switch will drop out, and we now have better access to the clock movement. First thing we'll do is we'll dust the movement off. It's been a while since this has been cleaned by the look of it. And the front. and the alarm switch. Right, the knob on. That's the alarm. You can see it tripping over. The soldering seems to be pretty good on there. No loose wires. Spin the unit round. And see what else we've got in here. Very dusty. There's a speaker. Turn the wiring up. Plenty of dust. We'll put the movement back in again and screw it down. So, over we go. Stay there. And then put some screws in. Right, we'll start aligning holes under the back. First one, pop that in there and tighten it down a bit. Put one of the back ones in. Might be an easier start. Tighten this one up a bit. Okay, they're all tightened down. Now we'll put the on-off auto switch back on again. Put a little disc on the top of it, and then put the screws in. One not fully tight, just enough to hold it. Then put the second screw back in. Line the hole again. There we go. Better, going in now. Tight. Tighten them both down. Okay, now we'll put the front back on, line it up, and the screws back in these holes in here. The 5 of them. A bit tricky to get in, but we've got that one. Before we put the knobs back on, we'll get some shellite in a container, some cotton buds, and we'll run round the outside of the clock radio and remove as much built up grime as we can. Shellite is good for this because it will not affect the parts of the clock. Wipe on the front. Bend those up. Now another cotton bud. We'll run round the top. Of each of these segments and the bottom. Other side. And you can see we're getting rid of some serious mud on there. Well, we turned it into mud because we've just put liquid on it. But right round. Right. Now we run over the assimilated wood on the outside of the case, clean that off. The top. One end, dirty finger marks on it. Few years worth of grime, and then the other end. Looking a bit cleaner, as evidenced by the rag I'm using. Now we'll spray some methylated spirits on the front of each section and then wipe it off to get a really good clear plastic front. Remove all the finger marks and any grime that's on it. Looking better. Now we'll clean the FM and AM tuning knob with some shellite once again, using a cotton bud and scraping it all the way around inside. And then cleaning it off with a dry cloth. Now the volume knob. Clean it with the dry cloth. And then there, we'll put those on in a moment. Now the time set. And the alarm set knobs. Those seem to be not too bad actually. That round, cleaned it off with a dry cloth. And the final one. Dry cloth again. And they're ready to put back onto the clock. Okay, let's put the knobs back on again. The AM FM selector. Goes there. Push it on. Dial turns. The volume knob goes there, push it on, turns. Now the other two clipped in easily. Now we find the square side, which is that one, and that slides in there. Right, now we'll put the back on and we'll plug it in and check all the functions. Everything seems alright in there, looks good. Goes on there, drops in. Now, we'll put some screws in. Not tight, just tight enough to hold it. Second one up at the top. Third one. And the fourth one. Now we can tighten them all up. Alright, let's see what we got. Time is 6:05. I plug the radio in, the clock in. On to 6. Time's running there.